Go ahead.
Is that about as good a day from the passing game as you've had here?
Yeah, I mean, there was some more open guys today. They had a couple busted coverages, and so there were some big ones you guys saw with that. But and they blitzed a little bit more, so when they blitz, people are open. But those balls, there's a lot of sacks there too. So it was similar to the other 3 days. I'm very excited to get pads on tomorrow.
You said before that Brandon Ayuk is obsessed with football. What is he doing that shows you that he is? What extra work is he putting in?
I mean, just the way he was all off season, just how much just randomly calling, talking about football, how much he's working out, how prepared he was when we started in phase 1 and 2. You can just tell he's excited. The questions he asks, he's really into it.
What have you learned about Sam Darnold through these opening practices?
I mean, pretty much everything we knew throughout OTAs. I mean, he's a very talented guy. Everyone's really liked working with him. I think the teams loved him. He's doing some good things out there and getting more and more comfortable each day.
In your first 4 practices, Brandon Allen has 37 snaps. It's a fair amount for a number 4 quarterback. You've got Darnold learning a new system, and you and John have said a lot. Trey needs as much snaps as he can get because he hasn't played a lot of football. So why are so many snaps going to your number 4 quarterback?
2 of the days he's the number 3 quarterback.
Right, but I think just overall, you'd agree, 37 snaps is a decent amount for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you think that is?
Based on your previous training camps.
Yeah, well, he earned them in OTAs. He did a good job in OTAs, and like today, he was the 3rd quarterback, so he got all the 3 reps, 2 of these 4 practices, which is a good amount. The other guy's been splitting the 1 and 2s, and it'll bump down though when we have 4 out there more.
Are you considering? I mean, is there a scenario where you keep 4 quarterbacks?
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, there's always types of scenarios, but I'm just excited to get pads on tomorrow and start playing a little bit more football. So, it's about 30 days away, so we'll see how it unfolds.
Who's Trent Williams today?
What's that?
Did you put the pads on today?
No, we're not allowed till you got to get 4 practices in before we do it.
Trent Williams today? Just
Vet day. Yeah.
Charvarius Ward, is he going for it?
No, his abductor's a little tight, or his groin's a little tight, so we're just being smart with him.
What's the feedback you've gotten from Johnny Holland on your 2 draft picks at linebacker, Jalen Graham and D. Winters?
He's excited about them. I mean, they've been running around out there a bunch. Being able to get some OTA reps and things like that was great for him. These 4 practices have been similar to OTAs, not having pads on, and you get to learn a little bit more about the linebackers and a lot of guys on our team once we put the shoulder pads on tomorrow.
There's a lot of players running around out there, but have you noticed Spencer Wagey and what he's been able to get done?
Who's that?
Spencer Wagey.
Yeah, I mean, he's just starting and going, but it's so early for everybody that we're not quite there yet. We haven't met as a staff to even go over personnel or anything. We're in day 4 of our installation, and I really don't try to get too many opinions at all, high or low, especially once we don't have the pads on. So when we get those tomorrow, he'll have a better chance to stick out more and more, but it's still early.
What did Davis Price need to do to, improve after his rookie year? And have you seen steps?
Yeah, I think he's already done it. I mean, I think he's taken a huge jump since last year. I mean, just the conditioning that he put in phase 1 and 2, what he did these 40 days away, just how good he was the first day we saw him in terms of his stamina, how he's running, understanding the offense, what we want out of him more. I thought he had a great OTAs, and he's come back, and he's even having better training camp.
Was he swimming a little bit in this system last year?
Yeah, I mean, lots of guys are when they get in. Just a different style, what we ask out of our guys, and it took him a little bit of time. And he was going to get an opportunity, though, early, especially when Elijah got hurt. But he got that high ankle sprain in week 2, and then was out a month and just fell behind.
Last year you guys signed Debo the night before you went to pads. Is any hope or any update on Bosa potentially?
I haven't heard anything, so no updates there.
When Purdy goes 2 on, 1 off, does the off day just not count in that formula?
Well, no, he's supposed to take 2 days off, so that's why it's perfect for him. He gets the off day, and then he gets the 1 off today, and now he'll throw 2 days in a row.
So does he go 2 on, 2 off?
For a certain amount of days, then he flips 1. I think we do that like 6 days from now. It's a thought-out plan. I don't have to memorize it because it's all on paper. But yeah, it is 2 off because he gets the off day and he never starts the low day.
How valuable is it to have your father here taking a look at it, putting another set of eyes, guy obviously you trust?
I always love having my dad around. I mean, it's good to see him, spend time with him. I love that, my son's here, my nephew, so it's good that he can hang around them a little bit. and he loves watching football. So it's nice to talk to him a little bit at the end of the night instead of getting a bunch of texts. It's a little easier, and it's nice to be able to have a beer with him at the end of the night too.
Is the plan to give Christian the day off the same day you give Brock the day off?
No.
During the offseason, Steve Wilkes and some of the defensive players talked about there were opportunities or would be opportunities maybe to be more aggressive and blitz more defensively than in the past. How involved do you get in that as far as, trying to find that right balance or, direct Steve and the defensive staff in the right direction of, how much is just right and how much is too much?
Well, that's stuff we talk about all the time, and we all have philosophies and stuff, and Steve knows mine. I have a pretty good idea of his. I mean, those are the things you discuss throughout interviews and things like that, how we see the defense going forward. And there's some days we try certain things. There's some things we want to just look at stuff and how it goes, but we're always communicating with that stuff.
What were your early impressions of Brock in practice?
I think he's done great. I mean, he's come back. He's had no arm troubles. He's been totally healthy, and I think he's getting all his timing back, his rhythm. I was really impressed with him in his 2 practices.
Eric Armstead was telling us the other day that he thought Coach Kasurk has actually mellowed a little bit. You think so?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, not to be confused with being mellow, but I think he's mellowed a little bit. Maybe it's because it's hotter out there. He's going to pass out if he keeps going like this all the time, but we mess with him enough. His players know how he is, and he's always going, so don't get that confused with being mellow.
Take 3 more.
I assume Drake Jackson covering running backs 20 yards downfield is not a staple of the defense, but I mean, is that an example of his athleticism?
I mean, that just happens every time that an inside linebacker blitzes and you're in scat protection, the back goes. The DN has to peel. So that's just all of football, whoever that is. Kerry Hyder got caught in it a couple days ago, and he did on Christian did an awesome job on him. So that's just an unfortunate situation that when defenses call those blitzes, they're praying that's not the offensive play call, and sometimes it happens, but that's never something that people want to happen, but something you got to deal with it if the plays match up.
Part of Brock's ability to come back quicker, just all of the preparation he does off the field.
Yeah, I mean, Brock's just so detailed and committed in everything he does. So he didn't miss one day. I mean, every rep that he takes to get better in his health, I mean, he's just deliberate in everything he does. How committed he was to doing that, to being here, to going down to Florida, to being in Arizona. Brock, if he was going to have a setback and something went wrong, was the only way we felt he wasn't going to be ahead of schedule by what he does.
You guys good?
All right, thanks, guys.